as their guys get set to match up between the Houston Texans and the San Francisco 49ers. It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. On first down, Garoppolo throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Garoppolo to throw on second down. Over the middle to Kittle, complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's fourth down. So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. Bruce Ellington back deep for the Niners. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Now they'll run it on the toss. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Right back to him on first down. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. And he'll give it here to his running back. And room to run as he's up past the 35-yard line. 8 yards on the run, and that cuts this down to a 3rd and about 5.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down. Relatively small sample size, but that's his longest run of the first quarter. Bounced it out to the outside to make it successful.
And to get there, you actually need some help. It's not just your pure speed getting to the corner, making sure that the blocking is taken care of inside so the pursuit doesn't get you. And oftentimes, those wide receivers, tight ends that might be flexed out, they've got to control the edge and make sure no one from the outside can spill the play before he gets there.
After the run, Watson going to throw. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Give him 30 yards there. A nice job there, Charles. They picked up the blitz, were able to complete the pass.
That had the total feel of a quarterback in control. Red blitz, got him into the right protection scheme, so he doesn't get hit back there. He's got a chance to step up with supreme confidence and deliver it downfield for a nice completion.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he's able to work free for about 6 down to the 18.
All right, Brand, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Out of the gun, Watson. And that is incomplete.
He had a good game catching the ball in the backfield a week ago, and they're going to try and involve him in that way in this game as well. But you can tell scouting is taking over. They're making it a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, defensively, they told us, hey, we've got to take him out of the passing game, limit it to just short runs, because he can really impact this offense. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The 49ers offense now, they work their way back onto the field. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trite expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. Don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. On play action, it's Garoppolo. Flush to his right. And his pass, incomplete. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Play action, Garoppolo. Goodwin able to haul it in. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. That one goes for 24 yards.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, Find your veterans.
I used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
21.
Garoppolo on first down. Over the middle, and he's got Goodwin complete. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Again, they'll throw with Garoppolo. Buying time to his left. And this is incomplete.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. And they'll go on the ground. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
To throw is Garoppolo. That's going to be caught. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. 19 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal. 49ers with their first trip to the red zone thus far. They've got a 1st and goal just inside the 5. Now they try the right side here. And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3.
It is definitely hard to find space near the goal line. You always want to have a guy in the game running it who can create his own.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and goal. Now the Georgia Southern man, this is Jerick McKinnon. And he will not only not get the yard he needed, he goes the wrong direction. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. Now it's Chris Boswell on for the field goal try. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And Boswell's kick is good. And that will tie us at 3-3. A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle. Right? No big plays given up, no balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like
Come
that
on.
one?
What does that mean, break out? Just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. That's their second, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this second quarter. We'll be right back. Watson will bring up the Texans here 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. A shotgun snap for Watson. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line, or he's...
And now on the pitch, the ball's loose.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Here's Watson now on second down. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
Third and long, it's Watson. Steps away to his left. Finding a safety valve here, that's complete. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. Call it a pickup of 7, and that's going to bring up a fourth down. The Texans send the punter out as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. The 49ers getting set to trot out there. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. They'll run it now out of the gun. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. It's a gain of just a couple there, but it's enough to get him the first. They fake the give. Now Garoppolo looks to throw. And that's incomplete. That one doesn't find its target, but all in all, he's been much sharper this week. He was under 50% a week ago, and now he's up over 70%.
Well, you know it's standard for quarterbacks and receivers get together for a little extra time each and every day in practice. I get the sense they got together for a lot of extra time this week to try and improve that passing percentage, and it's worked out quite well.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. Garoppolo to try again on 2nd down. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. So the sack of Garoppolo. And now what can they come up with on 3rd and long? 2 minutes to play in a tightly contested first half. Back to the booth right after this. The Niners on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. He finds Dorsett. It's complete. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. They wind up getting 16, but even that's not quite enough. It's 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first.
11.
They do go for it. It's Garoppolo. Able to haul it in is Kittle. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. From midfield, here's Garoppolo. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 4 yards on the pickup, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. Garoppolo and the offense with a 1st and 10, and he's 6 of 7 now on this drive. Now McKinnon. Oh, the spin. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Inside the red zone, it's Garoppolo. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. On 2nd down, here's Garoppolo. Flushed out right. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. So on 3rd down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. And Boswell's kick is good. And they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals. It's 6-3. Now the drive ends in just 3, but they'll take it. Looks like they'll head to the locker room, barring something unfortunate, in front on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they may not be jumping up and down and celebrating because they have the lead, but still, any little momentum in a game like this is important to a team, and they'll feel real good about going in and regrouping, knowing that they are out in front.
Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Final play of the first half, barring a penalty, as they come up on 1st and 10. And they give this time to the tailback. Now the ball comes loose. And this is going to be 49er football. So if you like field goals, this is your game. 6-3, 3 field goals at the break. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. It's a very short kick, taken right at the 20. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive a little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach would be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield and punch in the end zone without turning it over.
Reset, reset, reset.
Watson now going to run the option right. And holding it may be the wrong decision as he stopped in the backfield. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. On second down, here's Watson finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and that'll lead here to a third down. Watson now going to run the option right. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. He loses 4, and it brings up 4th. The Texans send the punter out as he'll punt it away for the second time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
How about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion, he'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. McKenna. Finding room at the 30. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Escaping the pressure right, and that'll be incomplete. Well, pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
The Niners on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. And this is going to be incomplete. Kevin Johnson, former first-round pick there defensively.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. And now running right through it. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
On first down, it's Watson. He's letting this one go for Fuller, and it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
So, line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. Back to the air. Watson on 2nd down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Going to need something special here on 3rd and long after that sack. What does Watson have in his arsenal? From the gun, here's Watson. And the pressure gets to him again. Solomon Thomas, he's the one to get him this time. And back-to-back sacks are going to bring up a 4th down. The Texans send the punter out as he's on to kick it away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. 33 yards is the distance on the punt there. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it.
Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Jadeveon Clowney in there for sack number 85 of his great career, moving him past Hall of Famer Howie Long on the all-time list. And he's going to go down again. Jadeveon Clowney in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon.
So when you have good field position to start a drive and you give up back-to-back sacks, that can be demoralizing for a team.
So the sack of Garoppolo. And now what can they come up with on 3rd and long? Now Garoppolo. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. And the screen only good for 3 that time, and it'll bring up a 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high-percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. A check of the scoreboard there in the 3rd and Baltimore. And the Bears have scored to add on to their lead in that one. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. Now they'll run it on the toss. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. To throw on 2nd is Watson. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. And this is going to be 49er football.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect him.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
After the fumble recovery, it's Garoppolo. He'll find Goodwin here on the right side. And across the chalk, into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. Marquise Goodwin, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Niners take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. Here comes Bruce Ellington on the return. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And here comes the Texans now. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
They're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. Give them 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give them a first down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. And he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
And they'll run it here. Finding some room at midfield. And he's got it across the 50 to the 47-yard line. 16 yards on that one, and also a Texan first down.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
He's letting this one go for Fuller. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So, flag for the contact, pass interference.
And I know that you're going to look at me and roll your eyes, and rightfully so, because you know what I'm going to say. Doesn't the defender have a right to the football as well?
No, I don't like defenders.
That's because you spent too much time with me. Okay, I'll side with you on this one. This is the correct call.
On first down, Watson. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Adrian Colbert, he was right there in coverage.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 1 yard, the official pickup there, so it's going to set up 3rd and 9.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading the play and throwing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down.
I like his effort there. He got it done on his own. But let's face it, he puts defenses in a really stressful spot when he takes off and runs because a lot of guys have coverage responsibilities.
Good job of rallying, though, because I thought when he first took off, he might pick up the first down. Now it's Watson, eluding the pressure right. The Texans tried it, but they come up empty here on 4th. And that will force a turnover on downs. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover.
11.
Back near his goal line. Here's Garoppolo. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's 3rd down.
I think he's taking an awful chance with the football right there. You've got to lead, you've got to protect it, and he's taking chances putting it out there in a little bit of jeopardy.
Especially in a spot like this, 4th quarter, as you said, trying to cling to that advantage.
Yeah, that one probably should have been picked, huh?
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by the former first-round pick, Kevin Johnson. And he is not quite going to make it all the way in. They'll mark him down right about the 1-yard line. And that pick just sets him up beautifully right down near the goal line.
I remember being in a defensive meeting back when I was in college, and our defensive coordinator says, we're going to call this be who you are defense. D linemen, you play the run. Linebackers, be aware of anything. And secondary, you play the pass. That way, you're all set, ready for whatever they put out there.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And this will result in him losing yardage back to the 3. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2.
Well, sometimes I get caught in hyperbole, but I think they desperately need to punch this one in. They're running out of time.
Yeah, 2-score game, second half. You're down here. This is the time to put it in the end zone.
Man, not going to get much better than this for an opportunity.
The San Francisco defense trying to hold tough again. This is 3rd and goal. They'll come out in the pistol. On 3rd down, it's Clark. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. A great play there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Texans use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Sturgis out now to kick this one off. Set to return. Here's Raheem Mostert. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Out on the field now, here come the 49ers. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays, they're going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs, and the goal? End the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. Garoppolo to throw on 2nd down. There's the Washington Husky. It's Dante Pettis. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. Garoppolo now. A perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. And he's going to be brought down inside the 45 at the 43. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now, I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. Here's McKinnon. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And on the ground they go with a running back. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. They run it with McKinnon. And he'll take this one down to the 36. The Niners on third down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This will be 3rd and 6.
We got three, fellas, we got three. Here we go, hurry up.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he'll be taken down at the 34. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. On the right hash, officially this will be a 51-yard attempt. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this score will stay right where it is.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10.
Hey, green the line. Richmond. Two jet. Check 26.
Back to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Fuller. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Will Fuller, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Texans have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter.
Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but not. You got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
They get one more as the extra point's up and good. So it's now a 3-point game here in the closing stages as a field goal now can only tie it. Sturgis out now to kick this one off. Mostert now to return. And he breaks it all the way out to the 38-yard line. Great return. Elsewhere, 4th quarter score now from Baltimore. The Bears have just scored, so they add on to their lead. And if they could hold on to that lead, it would be win number 4 on the season for them. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and that'll make it a 2nd down. They'll look to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now. That's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the 4th. Running back, and nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. Now the 49ers going to take another timeout as the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game. The Texans on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd down and 12. Watson Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. And this is going to be 49er football.
Well, that's a down and distance coach is always talking about trying to avoid, isn't it? I mean, that's 3rd and long. And you just know they're pinning their ears back and coming after him, sometimes even with extra pressure.
And he knew that. I mean, he knew they were coming. He just fumbled it.
Yeah, he knew it. The offensive line knew it. Everyone did, yet the pressure was still there, and he ended up coughing it up.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Back to throw. The tight end, Kittle, has it on the left side. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to get...
Oh, no, he lost the football. And the offense will get this one back. Boy, that could have been So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
This is caught at the 20. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. That goes for a gain of 31. And he did exactly what they needed him to do, Charles. Got out of bounds. They have no timeouts.
And they knew that before the play even began. Still executed it. How many times have we seen it happen where you know it, yet a guy still looking for a timeout or trying to stay in bounds? He got it done.
He's back to throw. Flush to his right. Incomplete. And we're down to 8 seconds now. I see you nodding your head up and down. That's a very heady decision at this stage of the game. Out of the pocket, nowhere to go. Just get rid of it.
That's a smart play because you're not worried about your completion percentage, and you're also not trying to force it into bad traffic as well. Throw the ball away, live to fight another down.
So a money kick there in the final seconds, and now, barring any hijinks on the kickoff here, partner, I think you and I, we're going to settle in for a little overtime.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. This has been a dogfight all through regulation. No reason to think it won't continue in the extra period.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. Tie game, and barring something incredible here, we're likely headed to overtime.
And just a couple of scenarios here to keep in mind. One, if you want to be really aggressive, you do throw the Hail Mary and see if you can get something downfield.
What would you do?
What I would do is either hand it off inside or more likely I take a knee and let the clock run out. Because if I'm back there trying to throw and a sack happens, the ball comes free, I can lose the game here. If I get to overtime, I can still win it.
Let's see if they are in line with Charles Davis. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
The 49er offense now making their way out onto the field. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. Second and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards.
Single receiver. Hey, you're on an island over there. Single receiver.
On play action, it's Garoppolo. And that's going to be incomplete. I don't want to overhype it, but this is a big early season game, especially an overtime win. That could give you a big boost going forward in the season.
It certainly can, and I don't think you're overhyping it because cliches go out the window when you start to play overtime. And you're right, the winner of this game now, that's an extra boost moving forward. And it actually is an extra hurt for the team that loses because normally you shake it off. But in this situation, it lingers a little bit longer.
A good pickup there, 26 yards.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense, and reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. Looking to throw, Garoppolo.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now a play fake here on first down. Flushed out right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10.
11.
Garoppolo again here on 2nd and 10. Wide open receiver complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. A very solid gain of 27. And now the Texans want to call another timeout. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT. A partner, a great game that we got to see.